It's your boy, Markio. And we back at it again with another reaction, man. Today, we got the biggest lie that was told about LeBron James, man. We finna get straight into this video, so make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and let me know down below, what do y'all want to see next, man? Let's get it.
What's up, YouTube? It's the one and only legend of winning, aka Low, and I'm back with another episode of the NBA Mythbusters series. Now, for those out there who are new to my channel, who were unaware of the series, what I tried to do with this NBA Mythbusters series is take some common belief ideas or some arguments that I constantly hear within the NBA community, put them to the test, and see if they're true or not. And if they are false, you know, just like the title says, we're going to be busting some myths. So in today's video, what we're going to be talking about is LeBron and his statistical achievements after playing 1,072 games in the regular season. Now, the reason why this is so important is because throughout Michael Jordan's career, he too has played 1,072 regular season games. And, you know, it's a little interesting to see, just on a comparison level, what exactly they both have achieved throughout their career after playing the exact same amount of regular season games.
It better be not no negative things about Mike, bro.
Sooner is because I've been following these numbers pretty religiously over the past 2 years now. And so I just let it come and go without making a video because nothing was that surprising. But there are many people in the NBA community who constantly make the argument that the reason why LeBron is a better player than Michael Jordan is simply because of statistics. Statistically speaking, LeBron has achieved more than Michael Jordan. And even though that does sound okay on the surface level, and we are all aware of how LeBron fills up the stat sheet, and that is definitely part of his game, is that actually true after they played the exact same amount of regular season games? Now, let's be completely clear here before I even break down this argument. Comparing two different players who played in two different eras, who have two different responsibilities for their teams, it's extremely ignorant to try to compare both of their games purely off of stats. And actually, this is something I would only expect a novice to do, someone who is ill-educated about the game of basketball. But don't get me wrong, I thoroughly understand why people are doing it, because, you know, it is a little fun. But the one thing that I completely don't understand is when you have certain people such as Nick Wright make this argument and try to belittle what Michael Jordan has accomplished, despite the fact that Michael Jordan actually does achieve a little bit more than LeBron has after playing the exact same amount of games. And if you don't believe me, let's hear from Nick Wright himself.
But now that we're at game 1072, let's just do a tail of the tape. LeBron has more assists, LeBron has more rebounds, LeBron has a higher field goal percentage, LeBron has a higher three-point percentage, LeBron has a higher box score plus minus, LeBron has a higher value over replacement player, LeBron's been to more NBA finals, LeBron has more everything in the playoffs. So statistically, here's what Jordan's got. He's scored more. Yeah, inefficiently compared to LeBron, because he shot more.
Now, the reason why it's so important that I show you that clip is because there's multiple people who share the exact same belief of Nick Wright, claiming that Michael Jordan, the only thing that he has over LeBron is scoring, and also throwing the inefficient label out there is just the cherry on top of it all, because it's just a ridiculous thing to say. But if you don't believe me, here are the numbers themselves. So after playing 1,072 regular season games, LeBron leads Michael Jordan in rebounds,
leadership,
has a better field goal percentage, and
three-point percentage.
But that's really it. And then when it comes to Michael Jordan, he scored more points, recorded more steals, blocks,
no games, and it was one that was just
while shooting a significantly better percentage from the free throw line. So what exactly is the argument? Quite honestly, coming from someone who's not biased at all, a lot of these numbers are just really, really close. And again, the reason why I didn't make this video earlier is because looking at these numbers, I would just deem it a tie between the two. But if we're going to be nitpicking between one player and another, especially when you're labeling Michael Jordan inefficient, when the difference between their field goal percentage is by 5%, and the difference between their three-point percentage is less than 2%,
6'6",
yet the difference between their free throw percentage is almost a margin of 10%, and yet Nick Wright didn't even bring that up. I mean, again, these numbers are close, but they still favor Michael Jordan in more categories. And even for the people out there who want to point out the advanced analytics, again, let's be clear about this. I don't use advanced analytics for multiple reasons, but when you're comparing two players from two different eras, it's even more ridiculous. We're talking about one player, Michael Jordan, who played in an era where advanced analytics didn't even exist, and LeBron, another player who plays in an era where not only does advanced analytics exist, but advanced analytics plays such a prominent role in today's NBA, and it has actually altered the way that many players and teams play the game of basketball. But let's look at some of these commonly used advanced analytics. LeBron does indeed have a higher number when it comes to value over replacement player, a higher box score plus minus. Also, as a side note, he has a higher offensive and defensive box score plus minus as well. Then when it comes to true shooting percentage, that also favors LeBron. But then when it comes to PER, it favors Michael Jordan. When it comes to win shares, it favors Michael Jordan as well. Again, as a side note, when it comes to offense,
that's all that matters,
win
bro.
shares, along with
now we can bring stats that, but when it comes to like game on the line, winning and all that, scoring, putting the ball in the hoop,
Michael Jordan, and then offensive rating favors Michael Jordan as well, and then finally defensive rating, they are tied. So again, if we're being unbiased here, Michael Jordan leads LeBron in more advanced analytics, despite the fact that he played in an era where these numbers did not even exist. So again, what is the argument here? And even for the people out there who point out the playoff numbers, because I know Nick Wright brought up that segment, and I know people are going to say this in the comment section below as well. When you look at their playoff numbers after they played the exact same amount of games, the only thing that LeBron leads Michael Jordan in is rebounds, assists, and blocks. Outside of that, Michael Jordan leads LeBron in every other statistical category. And for the people out there who are questioning how exactly is this possible, because we are all aware that LeBron has more points than Michael Jordan in the postseason, despite the fact he is taking fewer shots. The only reason why that's possible, despite the fact that Michael Jordan has a better three-point and field goal percentage, is simply because LeBron has attempted way more three-pointers, so it's made up for the lack of three-point shooting and especially the free throw shooting from LeBron. But that's the only reason why. If you want to look at their percentages all favor Michael Jordan. When you look at the fewer turnovers, the steals, the points, again, all favor Michael Jordan. But again, I want to be very clear with this. If you're talking to someone who's unbiased, such as myself, these numbers are close. Like, so close that, again, I would deem it a tie, which is why I didn't waste my time making this video until now. Now, the reason why I made this video is not necessarily to expose Nick Wright. Shout out to my man B-Sos, because he already did so. And anyone who knows anything about basketball thoroughly understands that Nick Wright is a clown when it comes to having any form of education about the game of basketball.
Just get a good look at him.
The reason why I made this video is simply because I wanted to clear the air when it comes to this idea that LeBron statistically is far more better than everyone else because he fills up the stat sheet. Is LeBron a great player? Absolutely. One of the greatest players of all time. And if anyone makes his argument that he's not at least a top 5 player, they're ridiculous. But this idea that
y'all got him top 5 or not?
Who fills up the stat sheet, who stuffed the box score, is ridiculous. There's multiple players in today's NBA who do the exact same thing. Russell Westbrook, Ben Simmons, Giannis, DeMarcus Cousins. Then we go back even further to players such as Kevin Garnett, Scottie Pippen, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Oscar Robertson, Jerry West, and Michael Jordan. All these players filled up the stat sheet in various ways. They just did it a little bit differently from LeBron. So this idea that LeBron, he is better than everyone else, just off of sheer statistics,
how did Michael Jordan fill up the stat sheet, though?
And also,
all he did was score.
He
did pass, though, but he wasn't like triple-double.
We're talking about one player who is 2 inches taller than the other one, who weighs 50 pounds more than the other one, who plays a position that's more prone to grabbing rebounds than the other one, and yet the difference between LeBron and Michael Jordan when it comes to rebounds is 1 rebound. That's not a significant gap for anyone to make a legitimate argument between the two if we're just looking at sheer regular season numbers. One player is vastly better than the other one, especially when you consider that Michael Jordan has actually grabbed more offensive rebounds than LeBron has. Despite the fact that also Michael Jordan played in an era where big men were way more dominant, and Michael Jordan played on teams where he was surrounded with great rebounders such as Horace Grant, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman. So again, this idea that we can just look at numbers and come to some conclusion that one player is better than the other is ridiculous, because there's way too many variables that you have to account for when you're comparing two players if you're just going to purely look at stats. But again, even if we were to do so with Michael Jordan and LeBron, the numbers are so close that anyone who's unbiased will clearly tell you that it's not a definitive answer to which player is better than the other. Which is why we have to look at other aspects of basketball, such as championships, to determine which player is better than the other. But if you don't believe me, just look at their averages, erase the numbers from the stat line, and honestly ask yourself, Could you definitively tell me which player was better by just looking at those numbers?
See, LeBron and Mike is totally different, bro. Of course, that everybody on the roster, LeBron is a small forward, but when he playing, he's point guard. So he's dishing out the ball, he's scoring, and he's rebounding. With the rebounds and the assists, he's not that far from Mike. But Mike is a scoring machine. That's what the game about. Of course, game is about like you can do everything, but if you got somebody on your team that can just score at will, that is dangerous. That is dangerous. The man damn near averaged 30 his whole career. 30 points. 30. Matter of fact, let's see how much Michael Jordan averaged in the playoffs. How much Michael Jordan average in the playoffs? Let's see, man, because the man is different. 33.4 points a game. 33.4 points a game in the playoffs. So his playoff points per game went up a few points than his regular season game. So he really wanted it way more in the playoffs. LeBron's career is 28.2. Now that's good. But Michael Jordan was in a whole nother level when it came to scoring. We can search up Michael Jordan playoff history, and I'm telling you, he has so many iconic moments. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So many iconic moments from different years. The man was just different. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like stats. I mean, if you want to bring championships and stats into the play, go ahead. If you that type of person that want to debate and bring that into the debate, my fault, y'all. Into the debate, you could do that. But they said they say Bill Russell this and that, and we haven't seen a highlight of Bill Russell. And Bill Russell got 11 championships, and nobody talk about Bill Russell like that, right? Shaq is probably one of the most dominant centers ever. Most dominant center ever. Look at his stats when he was in the playoffs. He was going ballistics. He was damn near averaging 30-something in his prime. You know what I'm saying? But like, I feel like let me be so real with y'all boys. I feel like the game determines on your playing, how you play, not the rings. I mean, they all are in that, but how you play, how you approach the game. Is this person fearing you, or is he not fearing you? Now we can go down history and see so many legends speak on Michael Jordan highly. We had Charles Barkley one time said, I thought I was the best player in the world, but when I ran against Michael Jordan, he was the best player in the world. I was the second best. You don't hear people saying that. People is not that bold saying that. Magic Johnson got so many stories. Larry Bird called Michael Jordan Black Jesus before even Mike was in his prime. When Mike was just going crazy as a rookie, he was doing his thing. Larry the Legend, that was winning championships, that was doing everything in the NBA that nobody really could do. Larry the Legend said Michael Jordan was Black Jesus. And Mike was probably like, what, 22, 23, 24? Like, come on, bro. It's like, it's levels to this. It's levels. I feel like it really like comes down to your peers. You know what I'm saying? Like Ray Allen, for example. Ray Allen played with LeBron, but he played against Mike. And that was LeBron's teammate. He said Mike is the greatest. Dwayne Wade played with LeBron. He said Mike's still the greatest. Carmelo, Mike's still the greatest. But back in Mike prime, all his peers saying he the greatest. Shouldn't it be LeBron peers should be saying he's the greatest? They be saying he's one of the greatest, but they don't say he's the greatest. Y'all let me know in the comments how y'all feel about all that, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully y'all having a wonderful, fantastic day. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all having a marvelous day, a marvelous week. Hope none but blessings and opportunities keep coming y'all way. Let's grow this channel. Y'all let me know in the comments how y'all feel about all that, man. You know what I'm saying? Stats. Come on, bro. We shouldn't be talking about stats. The player itself. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to see y'all in the next video. I'm out.